The Auburn coaching search. What is the very latest? Well, as of tonight, they don't have a coach. It is 7:25 in the p.m., 8:25 Eastern Standard Time on a Tuesday night. Things do not change every hour. That's what I want to stress to you. Just because there are new headlines every hour, just because there's a new post, just because there's a new tweet every hour, doesn't mean that the reality has changed within the last hour. You'll notice if you follow my Twitter account, I have, I think, put one update out on this. It's the only time I've been told something that really differed from what I had already said on air. And that was yesterday. And it came from a pretty good source. So let me just say, if I know something, I'll put it out there. And if we're not on air, which we're normally not, like 23 hours and 15 minutes of the day, I'll tweet it out. At Late Kick Josh is where you can follow me, by the way. I'm confident in saying a couple of things tonight. The first thing I'm confident in saying is our initial thought on this coaching search was incorrect. I think it was flawed. And what I'm talking about is, I told you last Monday, I was told from someone close to Auburn, I don't know if they're going to make a move on Malzahn, but if they make a move, rest assured, it means they already have their candidate locked up. I don't think, as of today, I don't think that was the case. If it was the case, what could have happened is some folks may have thought they were going to get their way, and now maybe it's a little more muddy. Okay, so, or we could have just been wrong. So that I don't think was the case. Two things I want you to keep an eye out for as this starts to evolve. Well, three things. So let me lead it with this. I've been told, as much as we're getting ready for early signing day tomorrow, because we're talking to you Tuesday night if you're watching the video. So it's Tuesday night. I've been told for 2 days straight now, everyone's focused on early signing day. The people running this coaching search do not care about early signing day. That may fly in the face of conventional wisdom or even advanced wisdom. They, as far as I've been told, don't really care. They just want to get the hire right, and it'll happen when it happens. They're not worried about their signing class tomorrow. It's already not a signing class to write home about. You Auburn fans are all too familiar with that fact. Two things, though, that I want you to keep an eye on. Number one, who is guessing? And number two, who's regurgitating? So as for who's guessing, coaching searches are famous. They are breeding grounds for people trying to establish instant e-cred, internet credibility. Should be I-cred, but it's e-cred. And what's going to happen is someone out there is going to throw a guess out, and it's going to end up being right. And a couple of things could be true. Let's take Kevin Steele as an example. There were rumors really hot and heavy yesterday that this was already decided, and Kevin Steele will be the next head coach at Auburn. Well, that wasn't the case yesterday. I can confidently tell you that. It's not the case up to and including this very moment that anything's been decided. But you know what could happen? What could end up happening is Kevin Steele ends up getting hired. He ends up being the head coach there. Well, you can rest assured if that happens, the folks that were spouting that off Monday are going to tell you, who knew it? I knew it. No, you didn't know that any more than you knew the quarter was going to land on tails before I flipped it in the air. There is no inside information on a coin flip. You can guess right. There's a 50-50 shot. The odds are a little bit longer in a coaching search, but someone out there is going to guess right. Just be careful. A lot of folks are doing that. Number two, who's regurgitating? As is the case with content creation in our business, very few people create. A lot of people just sit around waiting for someone else to say something, and then they take a version of that, repackage it, give it a new smell, and they make it their own. Well, that's not creation. Or in this case, that's not reporting. That's just regurgitating. If you ever wonder why you see 14 different people report the same thing within a 10-minute span, it's because there's a lot of regurgitation going on. Now, sometimes it's because they have the same source. So that could be the case too. Got to have the trained eye. Got to watch out for it. Because not everyone or group of people who are saying the same thing are regurgitating. They may independently be getting that information. So I don't have a code for you. Like I don't have a little magnifying glass that you can look through and spot the frauds, but they're out there. So here's what I can tell you. This is the other thing I feel pretty confident in telling you. There's nothing decided right now. And anyone telling you otherwise, I believe to be wrong on this. Kevin Steele is not assembling any coaching staff right now. I've seen that rumor out there. I don't believe that to be true. I think Kevin Steele very well may end up being the head coach at Auburn. I don't think anything along those lines has been decided. I don't think anything is a foregone conclusion. Now, here's what I've gathered today. Don't be surprised if you see some new names thrown in here over the next 24, 48, 72 hours. You get the deal. We have to talk meteorologically now, like there's a weather system coming in next 24, 48 hours. And by the way, coaching searches always work on 24-hour intervals. No one ever says next 1 to 2 days. It's always 24, 48 hours. It's great. And so next 24, 48, 72 hours, you also notice I increased by over 100% there the time frame. That's called fence riding. On the time frame, I have to fence ride. But I am pretty confident in telling you there are going to be some new names emerge. Now, here's what you have to be able to do. You have to be able to realize, well, is it smoke or is there substance to this? There are some names out there. I told you James Franklin the other day. Some people took that the wrong way. I didn't tell you Franklin was a serious candidate. I don't know that. Maybe he is. Maybe he's down there right now. I don't know. What I told you is there were at least 1 or 2 very powerful people at Auburn who wanted to go after him. That's all I knew. I don't know if they have any real stroke. I just know that they wanted to go after him. I think Franklin notwithstanding, so push that one to the side, I think there may be a couple of names here that are not at the forefront and maybe not even on the back burner that are ultra silent and may be involved. And I want to hold off because I don't want to be the one that throws names out there because I know how that works. So just watch them because I think they'll pop up over the next day or two because I, unlike some people, don't believe anything's been decided here. The other thing is not everyone's on board with this search firm at Auburn. They announced today out of Atlanta they got a search firm, and not everyone's on board with that. Like if you're the president of a university, yeah, you want to do things with the search firm. Like I get all that. Not everyone's on board with the search firm. So all the while, what's the backdrop? What's the big curtain that's behind this entire play? You fired Gus Malzahn. And let's remember what the fact is. Not only did you fire him, he pulled off in his F-150 the other night with $10 million in his pocket and another $11 million coming over the span of the next couple of years. So you are paying a man $21 million not to coach. And what is our theory around here? It's okay to do that. If you got the money, spend it. We can't tell you how to spend your money, nor would we even if we could. But you better have a definitive upgrade. Now, as you look around, it's your program, Auburn fan. As you look around, do you see the definitive upgrade? Have you spotted in all the rumors, all the conjecture, all the names thrown around, have you spotted the definitive upgrade from Gus Malzahn? Because I got to tell you, I haven't yet.